Greetings, this is Kevin Jefferson, cash flow creator and father of the Forex fam and followmytrades.com here with Trade Theory on Thursday, November 10th at 1:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm about to analyze the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, kind of showing you where we are based on today's activity. Obviously, this is the last trading day of the week for the market, or at least for the stock market. And so I want to kind of give an analysis of where we find ourselves right now and what are the possibilities to come. So let me go ahead and share my screen and show you what the possibilities may be in the coming weeks. All right, so this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average here, and give me a second here and find my bearings. Okay, move that over there. All right, so this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average on the daily chart. So price has been trending up on this for several days and several weeks on the daily chart, but on the weekly chart, price is actually still pulling back off of a downtrend. So it's not officially obtained an uptrend on the Dow Jones Industrial Average as of yet. So we would need a price point of 33,753.6, which is right up in this area. Close up there would give us more confidence that the market is really prepared and ready to return to higher levels from here. So what are the scenarios that we could run into looking at how price is acting right now? So if we get this daily close today, actually at or above the 33,753.60 area, that would allow us to have a weekly close that establishes what we call a level one long, so an actual reversal of the market trend. So all the activity that we've seen and all the the rise in prices over the course of today has not indicated that we're actually in a bullish market yet. It's just actually a bullish run based on information that's been received today. So if we had that close up there, it would give us more confidence that the market wanted to go higher. And let's say that the market did close weekly at the 753.6 range. If it did that, I would expect price to at least be able to get up to 35,464.9 before we'd have to reassess it again. And that would be in weeks, several weeks. That's not something that happens overnight, obviously. But let's say the price doesn't establish there. It doesn't mean that it won't do it next week. But to me, that would actually give me pause that the market may want to actually drop again. And it could drop, down to the 31,079.4, or really as low as 30,400.8, if not lower. And then that would actually give me kind of a reservation that maybe the market is ready to continue south. And this is just kind of a pullback within a downward move. So that's just something to be wary of when you have large market moves like this. But fundamentally, the market has not actually shifted directions on a higher time frame like the weekly or even the monthly, which price is right here. I'm going to zoom in here and see what price is actually on the monthly. So price the last pullback on the monthly was 32,860 before the moves lower. And we have not hit that number yet. So if we had a weekly close here that was higher, got up to the 33,753.6 range, we'd have to wait for the month to close out to give us an indication if the market is actually reversed. So there are a couple of things still working against us, and being that November is just getting started, we may just have to watch that play out. But like I said, if price doesn't do that weekly close, then it's actually a sign in my opinion, of weakness, and I'd watch for more downside movement. Now, moving to the S&P 500, what we have here is actually this on the daily. Price is actually pulling back off of a downtrend. So it's moved up higher today, but it's not trending higher on the daily chart. So we'd have to have a close above 3915.20 today to establish a continuation, actually a long trend or an uptrend, upward trending market. And then looking at the weekly, it's already in an uptrend in the level one long. But as I always tell my students and those who follow me and look at the market analysis that I provide, that the level one long is the least reliable level. And so we definitely would feel better about the market on the weekly pushing higher above the 3915.20 range, establishing what we call a level two long. Although we may have pullbacks along the way, that would actually give us a little more confidence that the market is looking to go higher. So let's say that the market does close at the 3915.20 range that we were talking about. What would you expect? Well, I would expect probably a day or so of pullback. And then I would set target prices of 4237.90, second target of 4371.48, and the third upside target of 4483.07. That's given that the market does establish a higher position or a higher close today or early next week. So, but given that it hasn't done that, so we have to use the information that we have available to us. I would look for a price to, if it doesn't establish that close higher, price to possibly move back down and close below the 3802.44 range. And if it did that, that would give me a signal of maybe selling, and then look for downside targets, as it were, as opposed to looking for upside targets. So there's still some work to be done. The day is not over yet. We've got a few more hours of trading left. But if it doesn't make that close, I would be a little bit more concerned and expect price to continue to fall, maybe going into next week. So just something to pay attention to. We're at kind of a critical point right here for the markets, and we have to allow it to play out and give us some more information, because on the monthly here on the S&P as well, it's still pulling back off of a downward trend. So it could move higher, but you still have to be mindful that it has to establish or check certain blocks before you can actually give it credit for being bullish. Now let's look to the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ is actually pulling back off of a downtrend as well. And I told you in previous videos, I had a price point down here that a price got to a certain point. I think it was 1105.97. It did that. And so it's actually technically in a downtrend and is pulling back off of that. So we would have to have price hit 11,582.30 on the daily chart to establish an uptrend again. And then what that would do on the weekly is actually allow it to, it would be moving into the level two zone. And so that would give a little bit more confidence, because price is higher on the weekly with the NASDAQ. It's actually trending upward and is trying to gain momentum to go higher. So that's very interesting. If we can get price back up on the daily above that 11,582.30 range, it would give more confidence for upside. But a lack of that would actually give me more of a concern that the market wants to continue to the downside, as on the monthly chart, price is not in an uptrend. It's actually pulling back off a downtrend, which means that this could all be what most people consider a fake out, meaning that the market is not quite ready to move north. So what I mentioned in previous videos, or actually the video that I did on crypto, was that what I like to do is analyze really the mainstream, or the most, what looks like the most likely scenario, and then look at the alternative possibilities as well, and do that without having money on the table, so that when you make your decisions, it's much more logical. And then when something happens, if it goes against you, you can make the opposite decision without getting super emotional in trading, what we call revenge trading. So use that information for your own good. Don't get too overly excited about what's happening today. It's great news. It's good that the market is moving higher. I'm glad that there's excitement. I'm glad that inflation has dropped a little bit, but know that the market still has some hurdles to jump before we can say that it's in an uptrend. So follow me at go to fmtrades.com, get on my mailing list so you can get updates like this to your email address. And if you're ready to go and be a DIY member, where I teach you how to fish for yourself, click the DIY button and become a lifetime member of the Forex fam. Or if you want to learn still, which is a part of the DFY option that we create, DFY stands for done for you, by the way. But we also will build cash flow in an account on your behalf as a DFY member of our Cash Flow Creation Club. Open enrollment is happening right now. We've got about 20 days left on open enrollment, where we're allowing up to 100 new members of our Cash Flow Creation Club, built for owners and entrepreneurs who want to scale cash flow rapidly without adding employees, overhead, or more of what I call the BS associated with being in business. So find me at fmtrades.com. Till next time, I hope this information was helpful for you, and enjoy the day. Happy trading.